going on, you guys? This is Hyperion-Blue-GT, and now looks like I'm back to get ready to continuing on to make another Vision Total Drama fan art design on Gran Turismo Sports. So looks like finally gonna be able to choose the Dodge Viper SRT10 to be able to get everything started. So looks like everything's prepared to be able to have a good color to be able to get started for it. But this will be able to get everything prepared. So this will be able to have a good opportunity to be able to support the Total Drama community. So maybe for this Total Drama fan art designs, so looks like I might be able to get started to be able to make a Scott livery. So yeah, I guess Scott is definitely the next on the list to be able to get started for it. Now, Scott was a camper and a main antagonist of Total Drama Revenge of the Island. He was originally a member of the Toxic Rats, but later switched to the Mutant Maggots in Runaway Model. And later he returned as a contestant for Total Drama All-Stars as a member of the villainous Vulture. Yep, I guess to say it because he's definitely always being a bad dude and giving one good ways that he doesn't like the most that he really wants to avoid. Now, looks like this is going to be able to get everything set up and get ready because this is going to be able to have the racing item to be putting up to get prepared. Now, looks like this is going to be quite very easy for this library to be able to get set up for it. Now, maybe this will be good to be able to have the Dodge Viper SRT10 to be able to get recommend to be able to get started for. So this will also might need to have a stripe, so that will be quite very cool like any other Dodge Viper GTS models. Now, looks like this is going to get very extended to be able to get a good expanded on the stripes to be able to get a good wide view to be able to get a good scale on it. So this is definitely good scale to be able to make a Dodge Viper to be able to have a good library without a stripe. Now, looks like this is going to be able to get prepared to be able to get settled for it. Now, I really guess that this is definitely able to have a depth limit and angle limit has definitely reached up to 10. So maybe this is going to be able to have a better way to be able to get a good position on it. So maybe this is definitely might need to be putting on the roof. So this might be quite very good okay for it. Now, maybe has to be able to have a vertical stripe position is definitely going on the good way to be able to place it for it. So maybe this will be able to have shapes to be needed to get everything recommend. But of course, maybe that might be quite good to be able to have a shape one by default. So this is going to get a good start on it. Now, looks like let's go and get everything needed to be started. So I might be able to have to be putting on this hood to be able to get needed to be able to have this stripe, and then this is definitely the main starting point to be able to get everything needed. So of course, maybe that will be quite very good spot to be able to get everything needs to be able to get prepared. So maybe the vertical stripe might be the good spot to be able to get everything positioned. So this is going to be able to get a good wide stretch to be able to get a good moment to be able to get everything needed. Just going to have an angle limit and depth limit to be able to be putting up. Alright, so looks like it's definitely in. So this is going to be able to have a little bit more scale to be able to stretch up for it. Because this is going to be a good position for the Dodge Viper to be able to get everything needed for it. Now, looks like this is going to be able to get a duplicate reverse and flipped, and then we just have ourselves a fully customized stripe with orange color on it, because this is going to be quite excellent. Now, let's go over to the personality. Scott is a country boy who likes to scheme. In this biographically, he names his favorite memory from childhood as the first time he caused an argument between his parents. Scheming Scott, as Chris calls him, is the main antagonist of his debut season. He loves telling others what to do, yet that he enjoys taking orders as well, albeit only from certain people. Throughout the season, Scott was a devious mind and makes his team to lose on purpose. Despite of his manipulative nature, Scott does not appear to be practically intelligent, as shown by his taunting of Fang or his several injuries. Well, of course, Scott's worst moment that he doesn't like is Fang, a two-legged shark who really wants that tooth to be returned. So I kind of guess that it also shows in Truth or Laser Shark, because I hope that Scott has finally got himself a personal tooth for it. Well, otherwise, Fang really wants that tooth back from him, so that could be quite good to be able to have one good interactions between a man and a two-legged shark. Now, maybe this is going to be good to be able to make a pattern to be quite neat to be recommended for. So I hope that maybe this is going to be quite good for design to be able to get everything set up for it, because it's been very busy for so long since the March 2019 update. Is very good to try out 5 new rides for it. So maybe this is going to be quite good for me to be back making some Total Drama fan art designs with libraries for it. Now, maybe this is going to be taking a good look to see if there's some fine pattern decals we might need to be recommended for it. So maybe the standard patterns would like to be able to get everything needs for it. Something might be good, something to be quite very excellent. So maybe this pattern might work. So this will have to manage up, and then this is going to be able to have to change up to be in the orange. Alright, so looks like this is going to be quite giving a good enhanced tribal pattern to be quite giving a good style for it. Now, this is definitely quite very good to be putting in for it. So maybe this is an excellent good library set up on the Dodge Viper without a stripe on. Now, this is going to be quite excellent to be able to get everything putting up for it. However, in Ice Ice Baby, Dawn implies that Scott has a less devious side to him, and that his nasty side is prominent due to not being held enough as a child for it. Well, he felt nervous in the confessional cam. Of course it is. Now, maybe this will be quite very good to be able to choose any certain decals to be able to get everything recommended for it. But even of course, I really guess that the Revenge of the Island decal logo is definitely putting in for it. So, well, I really guess that this will be quite very good to be placing in right next to the Dodge Viper badge on the side. So this is going to be quite very good on this placement spot. Alright, now placing on Total Drama All-Stars is definitely next on the list, because that's definitely 2 seasons in a row for him. So looks like he did pretty well for it. Now, also might need to be able to do a little depth limit to be able to fix this little problem. Okay, there you go. That might be able to do the work. Now, maybe this will be able to have a Dodge logo brand on it, so this is going to be able to have a good spot on it, because this is going to be quite domestic, not sure for. Then this will have to put it right over there, and then this is going to be quite good for it. Now, well, I hope that I have some new decals has been differently made for it, so well, it'll be able to have other ones to be able to get started coming soon for it, because it takes a lot of work to be able to get everything started for it. But I hope that maybe other TD artists would like to be able to take a good look to be used to see it as a tribute fan art group for it. Well, maybe this is gonna have to take a lot of development work to be able to get started for. Now, let's putting up the fandom logo. We'll be put it right over here. And I hope that this is going to be able to have a PNG pattern that will also to have a good one for it. So maybe this will be able to have to use the Elite Thunder logo, so that might be giving a good trick. just place it there, and then this will be able to have something to replace a decal that might be much better for. So this will be good to have replaced decal, which might give a work. So this is going to be good to be able to have a GT Association logo to be added in as well. Then this will put it right over here. Now, maybe this will be able to have a Dodge Viper logo to be able to get needed or recommend. So let's check on the collection and see which one is going to be suited for it. Okay, now let's see. Oh yeah, almost forgot that the SRT10 was definitely used in Need for Speed Shift. That could be quite possibly might well for it. Now let's go and change up the color, and then this is going to be quite very good. But luckily, this SRT10 Viper does give it a good handling on the drift. Now looks like just gonna choose for a different logo to be able to get everything needs for the next one for it. Something might need to have something American aftermarket brand that might give it a good work on it. So looks like this is going to be quite excellent to be able to get a good look to check on the aftermarket logos for it. So let's just have to go pro. Well, I kind of guess that Scott is an antagonist character, so maybe this is going to be, might leave it as is. Just going to have something for putting on with snap-ons, and this is going to be quite good for. Okay, so maybe this will be able to have a Gran Turismo logo to be put there, because this is going to be quite genuine to be able to have the Dodge logo decal to be putting on for. Now looks like we're at the putting on the Livery Digital right next on top. Okay, let's just do a little anglement to check and see it. There you go. Now this will be able to have a Total Drama logo with a black letter type in it, and this is going to be quite very sure, because this might be very successful, this livery design. Okay, so maybe the Autosport web decal is definitely quite giving a good spot on it. Perfect, that's better. Now let's see something else on the car brands for it. Okay, so maybe this could be a SRT brand on it, so that might be giving a good taste on the Dodge Viper. Now this will be able to have to do a little management check to be able to get everything it needs to. Okay, so it's just gonna have it here, and then this will have to do it right over here. Okay, so first things first, Cartoon Network and Teletoon might need to be able to put on for it. There you go, all set. Now only have to do one more without one single logo might need is DeviantArt and YouTube. because looks like this is going to be quite getting good to be able to have everything settled to be able to make some good library designs to be able to get prepared to be set up for it. But this will be able to have to do something else to be wait for a little longer for. Now, let's go and get everything started to be able to get everything readed up for. In Total Drama Revenge of the Island, Scott does not come up as the friendliest person when he's first introduced, exchanging insults with Joel and refusing to help a troubled Cameron. He is placed on the toxic rats where he develops a dislike for B after seeing how resourceful the latter is to the team. So, of course, well, that's how he just definitely not giving the impression for this one for it. Now, looks like everything is setting up for a decal, and then this will be able to putting onto the right side. So this will be able to have two logos very soon until this might be able to get everything settled for it, because this is definitely a long time after having a few more challenges on the Route X test for it, because having a lot of stack up credits is important, because this is going to be quite very important needs as well to be able to save up to be able to get a historic race car. So Scott reveals in the confessional that his plan to blow the challenges and vote up his competition, which B poses as a threat over the next 2 episodes. He implemented his plans of sabotaging his own team while attempting to find the McLean friend Chris had to save himself from any boats. During the Getting to Know You episode challenge, Scott has a first encounter with Fang, who tries to eat him. Well, of course that the two-legged shark really wants his tooth back, because he just really wants to put up with plans to be able to make Scott to become more scared. But of course, the shark really wants to have Scott for lunch, because that could be making him scared for it. Now, maybe there's might be a little bit precision might need to be able to put on for it. The fuel mark is definitely quite very good to be putting for it. Now, let's just gonna do something else to do a little management fix on it. So, I might be able to have something for a rim style that might be getting good work on it. So, let's see, this is gonna be quite excellent to be able to use America Racing. Or maybe this is going to be able to have something to be able to get a good rim style to be suited for. So maybe this will be able to have a one quick stop to be able to get something for it. So how about the Race 57XX? So that might be quite very cool to be able to have a nice rim style for it. Just going to have something very orange, and then this is going to be quite excellent. There you go. This might be able to have something for a little souvenir to be giving the spare extra for it. So Scott managed to escape and knocks one of Fang's teeth out of the process, causing the shark to become obsessed with pursuing him for the rest of the season. Well, of course, that's why he's hunting Scott for getting the tooth back for it, because that could be quite very enjoyable that Scott is very afraid of Fang, that he just really wants to eat him. Now, looks like the sides has been definitely done. Now, looks like it's time to do the hood to be able to get everything needs to have some decals on for it. Now, this will be able to have the Dodge logo brand to be able to get a good start on it. Just want to have to make sure, because having 2 Total Drama logos will be able to get everything needs to be set. Okay, there you go. That might be very good. And also might be able to have the SRT brand on, because this is going to be able to get needed for it. Now, maybe for the fictional logos, So maybe this is going to be able to have something for it. Okay, so how about the bad Taku Racing? That could be very bad looking decal that might be getting the good cool looking for it. Now maybe let's see on the other. Of course, because that might be able to have a license plate on the rear, that could be getting a good spot on it. That might be quite excellent. So maybe this is going to be a good spot position right over here. And this is going to be quite very Total Drama related fan art type on it, because this is going to be quite good. Now this is going to be very easy to see it for it, because looks like this is going to be almost done to be able to get a good early start to be able to have a livery set and ready to go. Now let's putting up the black GT logo, and then this will be able to have a good exact position right here. So even so that maybe there might be some good ways to be able to have different body styles of any cars to be able to get a good design to be able to make a good livery for it. Now let's see, this might be able to have something for an aftermarket. Well, the Dodge has an aftermarket Mopar, was definitely quite giving the good parts to be able to have for it. So in GT1 it also has the part titled The New Dodge, is definitely the original for it. So maybe let's see it, and maybe let's just gonna give the Trustmaster logo and see, this is gonna be quite suited well for it. Okay, so maybe Dodge Viper brand is definitely have something titled for it. SRT10 is definitely giving the name for it. Right, let's see, something else might be able to have a good logo for the next one for it. So maybe the bail side is definitely giving a good size of this decal for it, so maybe this is going to be a good spot for it. Now let's just gonna do something for a little organized check for it. Just gonna see and duplicate reverse. Okay, have a little SRT to be quite good to go, and now time for the last section of the spot that will also get everything ready. Okay, so maybe this is definitely able to have the Bully Dog logo, so this is going to be able to get everything needs to be able to have something cool looking awesome livery car to be able to get everything ready up and go for it. So maybe there's some different kinds of ways to be able to have the tire aftermarket logos. So maybe this will be able to give a Bridgestone logo, and this might be gonna give a good look on it. Now let's go and have the last part of the piece, and then this is gonna get a good SRT logo. Will be quite giving a good excellent on it. Okay, putting up the Bresh TV logo, and then this is going to be quite excellent to be good to go. Now, looks like this is going to be quite excellent to be able to catch up on it. So, maybe this will be able to continuing on for it. Now, where was I? When his team loses, Scott easily persuades them to bolt up Dakota with East, with only B remaining aware of the truth. So maybe this is definitely able to have a certain plans to be able to sabotage his team during the 4th season. So here's the only thing to be able to assure what Scott's plan is for it. In Ice Baby, Scott resorts to dispatch of him once and for all during his next attempt to sabotage his team. So, unfortunately, that this is definitely able to have the moment to be able to bolt up B. And he continues his plan, sabotaging his own team and finders creepers, and his work cut out for him when Dawn and Lightning are quickly captured by the spider, which is definitely known was Izzy was wearing it, so that he and Sam are the only team members remaining. During this time, Sam remains obvious to Scott's repetitive attempts to slow him down, and definitely, well, can I say that this might be where Scott's immediately targets for elimination. And Backstabbers Ahoy! Scott turns everyone against Dawn in the process that orchestrates her elimination, and that's how that Scott's both Dawn off. That will definitely think that it was her all of a sudden. Now, looks like this is going to be quite good color, and now this is going to be a quite good Total Drama library design to be quite good to go. Okay, just putting up the title name on it. Just want to make sure that this is going to be quite very good successful for. So yeah, carrying out of his schemes to have Brick eliminated, he begins by stealing the possessions of various campers, planning on using it to frame Brick as the thief. He followed this up by sabotaging his team in the speedboat challenge, so that Brick can be bolted up. After a few failed attempts, he shoots Sam with a seagull on it. Well, their team's driver in the back of the venomous seagull, making them lose. However, his actions do not go unnoticed by Dawn, who finally sees Scott for who he is. Dawn explains to the confessional how she will expose Scott for who he is, but unbeknownst to her, Scott overhears the entire thing. He changed the plans and frames Dawn as the thief instead by putting all the stolen possessions into her garbage bag. She is unsuccessful in convincing the others of her innocence and receives the most votes in an attempt to save herself. She produces the McLean brand Crit's head from her bag, and only to discover that it was a fake card by Scott. She then gets eliminated before she can divulge her knowledge about Scott. Well, I can't believe it that Dawn was framed and then Scott was trying to make sure, because he has to be able to be invincibility for it. Bummer. So that's how it's gonna be, and Scott's gonna have to find a way to vote him up for it. When the toxic rats being reduces to all males and runaway model, Scott and the other guys dub themselves as Team Men, but is unwilling to let Sam join after seeing how different he is. His team does not give a farewell during the challenge, largely due to Sam. During this time, Scott managed to get closer to Zoe, pouring sorrow over the loss of Dawn, and wins over her trust. At the elimination ceremony, Scott and Joe volunteers for a team switch, and he joins the Mutant Maggots, where he warmly welcomed by Zoe. On his new team, Scott continues his attempts of sabotage in the mine. Is a terrible thing to waste, but has less success than before. He accidentally gets on Anne-Maria's bad side after landing on her hair and almost drowning her. But once she gets taken by Ezekiel, he discourages Zoe to look for her. So, looks like I bet that this is going to be able to have a little bit short wait, folks, because looks like it's time to get ready for a track day to be able to get ready. So looks like this is going to be able to choose a track that might be quite suited well for it, because this is going to be American track to be able to go for it. Now maybe let's go and race on to the Big Willow, and then this is going to be able to get a good morning time to be able to get started. So let's select the car, and then let's go and pick the white Dodge Viper to be able to get started. So everything is prepared, and this is going to be quite good to be able to get started for this race. So looks like this will be able to have to be ready to have 5 laps, and this is going to be able to have an M500 race to be able to get prepared. So looks like grid start, and then everything is going to be prepared, because this is going to be able to have small earnings to be able to go as usual for it. Scott makes his one final attempt to sabotage the team by throwing away the gilded wrist statue, but it gets blocked, and Henry is very unknowingly takes its risk in giving the team victory. His actions do not go unnoticed by Cameron and Mike, who formed an alliance to try and eliminate him. So Scott become aware of Cameron and Mike plotting against him and the Treasure Island of Dr. McLean, as well as suspecting Mike having a weakness. As a result, he approaches Zoe and further straightens her trust by revealing that he has an immunity idol. At the same time, he goads Zoe into having doubts about Mike's secrecy, his multiple personality, of course. Now, looks like this is going to be able to get started. Just gonna have a one good medium sports compound tire to be able to get started for. After several failed attempts, Scott finally succeeds in sabotaging the team, and the toxic rats find Gwen and Sam's buried location first. After the challenge, Scott tricks Cameron into divulging Mike's secrets despite the vote against him. Scott is able to save himself by using the immunity idol. So here we go. This will be able to have a replay on, so this is going to be able to get a good time to be able to get ready for it. Now, looks like this is going to be quite very good for one smooth performance, but even so, that if this will be able to have a different one version of it, well, I really guess that someone would really want me to start making the Fang library, so that could be perfect to go after Scott. That could be so hilarious that a two-legged shark really wants a man who really wants to get his tooth back for it. Now, looks like 5 laps is going on, and then this is going to be quite very good to be prepared. So maybe this will be able to have something good to be able to make a good strong muscle car to be able to get everything going. So there's the blue Dodge Viper SRT10 with white stripes, and then this is going to be an excellent good match on it to see the difference. So this is going to be quite a good vehicle library experience, and this is going to be quite good to be able to represent this US sports car to be able to drive faster and drive good. Now looks like this is going in for it. Just going to keep up, and then just going to keep the throttle on hold. So in further attempts to be able to have a good way to be able to use it for it, just giving a good drift car to be able to get some good handling skills to be able to get a good smooth clipping point for it. Now looks like getting him on the push on the throttle, and then overtake 3 of the road cars to be able to go for it. Taking a little attempt to be able to find a way to sabotage moment, but not on the race bench, because that could be a little bit causing of a drama going on for it. So looks like this is going to be able to deal with 5 road car versions, and then this is going to get everything needed to be able to get a good smooth turn, and then keep on going for it. Okay, keep it up. Okay, so the Ferrari F40 is definitely currently behind for the Group 3 Road Car Series is definitely able to keep going on for it. Right, there we go. Keep it going on the throttle, and then it will keep on going. So maybe that could be quite perfect for making a Fang livery is the Ford Mustang Group 3 road car. That could be quite very surprising for it. Okay, looks like the F40 is just definitely giving a brace on the final turn for it. That's a good sticky turn on it. Third lap goes in for it. This is going to get very easy to get a good throttle handling turn on it. So this is definitely an excellent total drama livery for Scott with a Dodge Viper SRT10 with a good style with a orange stripe on it, just like it's there, but this is going to be quite giving a good, excellent symbol to be able to go a little bit more acceleration to be aggressive. So right now, the GT5 Citroen road car is coming first place, followed by the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, because this is going to be different for this race, and then this is going to get everything well prepared. Now, looks like this is going to be able to get the throttle up and going, and then this will have to keep on flying. Almost there. Just going to keep that acceleration going up higher for it. But even the attempt that this is going to be able to have a good handling turn, and also giving the sabotage to be able to make the driver be distracted for it. Well, don't try this during this gameplay, because this is going to be able to get prepared for one good livery test to see how it goes for it. Now, looks like almost there to reach the fourth lap, because this is going to get very good Scott-tastic to be able to get a good run for the Scotty Viper. Well, luckily, if this is going to be a one-on-one race between Scott and Fang, that could be so hilarious that Fang is going to be second place and Scott's going to be first. It's like an epic chase, like never before. But of course, I just really laughed when he shouts out at Fang and he says, "Shark." Well, of course, Fang's moment more on the revenge of the island in order to get his suit back from Scott. That's how the shark really gonna do, putting up plans to get his suit. Always gotta make sure to find a good way to get revenge on him. Now, looks like giving a good smooth handling turn to be able to keep up the third for it. Now, stay on the tarmac. It looks like the top two is definitely keep going after Scott for it. It was definitely like Scott being chased by Fang, and this is going to be different. So this is going to be able to have an example test to see how it goes. So this is going to be able to have a replay to be able to turn on for. Turn to be able to stay on it. Final lap is going to be in close, because this is going to be quite getting a good handling turn to be able to get a good scale on it. Okay, stay on it. This is going to be able to get a good efficient turn on it. There you go, just gonna keep it going. Final corner coming in, folks, because this is gonna get a lot of good handling turns to be able to get good turns to be able to practice for drift trial. head for the checker flag, and then this is gonna be a one Scott-tastic win. Now, looks like this is gonna be a good top 3 race to be able to catch up for, but this is definitely quite very different for the race, and this is gonna be quite very awesome for. Now, looks like for the earnings is definitely quite good, so maybe this will be able to have a second clip to be able to add in for it. Alright, so looks like this is going to be halfway there, and looks like good thing that replay available to be able to have a good footage to be able to have a moment while racing for it. Now, using his newly discovered info, Scott blackmails Mike into helping him during Grand Chef's auto episode under the threat of revealing his secret story. Mike reluctantly carries out Scott's bidding, causing much pain on his part. All of this while, Scott prevents Mike from killing Zoe's aid, straining his trust in Mike even further. Eventually, Scott pushes Mike too far, where he refuses to be Scott's slave and declares he will help Zoe. However, Scott simply brings out Beetles and Tomguys instead. After chasing the Beetles into taking Mount Turismo, Scott defeats by knocking out. However, Scott finds out his favorite shark, Bang, has caught up to him with the help of lightning. I can't believe that I also love that part when lightning sprays on Mount Turismo's face. And luckily, yeah, Bang was really on Scott. And he narrowly escapes being eaten. Regardless, Scott's efforts to earn his victory as well as the opportunity to elimination in Mike. Although Scott finally succeeds in reading against the odds against him, Zoe finally Scott himself vows to avenge Mike. Zoe poorly attacking Scott up the way in the pitiful balloon throughout the episode. Zoe never tried to give Scott a moment to peace, when attempting to sabotage each other's flying vehicle. Unfortunately, Scott desiccated the vehicle given the possible task of constructing a bird, which he goes about making himself a set of wings. But of course, Scott always has to use electrifying seagulls to make himself a flying angel for it. But of course, wow, another moment for Scott when he got burned down by a mutant ghost from Zoe by taking revenge. But then, Chop falls from the sky and straight onto Fang. That could be another victory for Fang, and then this is going to be able to have more moments. Cameron tries to form yet another alliance to take down Scott and Steve Murray. This time Zoe and Template aligning with Lightning as well. However, this is at first making Scott slippery and trapped and hence a seed of doubt in Zoe's mind of the threat that Lightning posed. Just before the competition, Chris accidentally gets caught in one of Scott's traps intended for Fang and gets flung into epic tank. And that's how he was in charge while Chris was in the challenge for it. And that's how that could be the only moment for Scott. He's been getting hurled by a boulder and causes him to have a heavy injury. That's right, folks. That's where Scott just been voted up in the final four. But this is going to be quite even one more thing. Fang really wants his tooth back from him. so he wants to join Scott in the hurl of shame. So, well, we're about to get voted up with a two-legged shark, and Gran could really enjoy having his time for revenge for Scott. So, Scott is definitely putting inside the comic chair in the finale. He returns during the finale episode along with the other eliminated contestants. He has sustained severe injury at the hands of Fang, and is placed in a machine with trauma sutures to help him survive. However, he receives a no empathy from any other contestant, with the exception of members to the left of his face due to being paralyzed. Scott can only communicate by red green light signal by saying yes. Oh no. However, Chris informed everyone he doesn't know which light is which. So this is definitely quite giving the communication signal by giving the red light and green light to be able to get everything else to communicate for it. He is later seen proceeding to eminence while rapidly flashing his red light. So, in Total Drama All-Stars, after a year after his horrible experience at Camp Walnaughton, Scott had finally recovered from his severe injuries and brought back for another season. He is placed on a filmic poster those slightly better numbers. Alejandro, of course, even doesn't want to be part of it. He tries to find a way to reform the corner. Because of his previous trauma, Scott developed a fear of sharks, especially Fang. He refused to participate in the challenge because of his fear and clings onto the rock as Lightning tries to get him off of it. Discovery accidentally pushed Alejandro inside the robot into the lake, releasing a fully recovered of himself inside of it to finish the challenge. Throughout the season, Scott frequently gets himself injured in episode basis. Sometimes for no reason at all, he has to throw down his past scheming and mischievous demands, and thus referring over the dominance of the team and his friend indirectly forming an alliance with him. In Evil Thread, Scott accidentally hits Mike with a shovel in the head while he is so dismissed, causing Mike to act strange, unable to access his alternate personality. Back knowing Scott, he has released Mike's evil side within. So during every episode with Scott, believing that he can find the plain friend Chris gets like the last season. However, he ended up turning both times empty-handed. Meanwhile, Scott immediately displays affection for Courtney after he is transferred with the team in saving Private Bleach Ball. Though Courtney initially shrugs up his advances, she too begins to develop feelings for him over time. And for a while, is the only person that Courtney treats nicely until when make up eventually. Two of them end up a couple after accidentally their first kiss in Seek and Ye Shall Find. Well, even of course, that could be a quite excellent surprising for having that love sign has definitely putting on the Alfa Romeo 4C Group 3 road car on the Total Drama Livery designed Courtney. Now, this is definitely quite giving a good excellent because this is definitely able to get a good showing on the image. Now, maybe let's go for the next tracks. So this is going to be quite giving a good excellent on it. Now, maybe let's see something else to be able to go for the next course to be able to get a good handling turn for it. So maybe let's go for the Blue Moon Bay Speedway Infield Course A. So this is going to be quite excellent to be able to go for the afternoon time for. So even so, I kind of guess that this is going to be able to have a good relationship couple between Scott and Courtney. in any other episode is definitely able to see how Scott's doing well during the challenge. So that's how that Scott is eliminated in the bold and the beautiful and born story about Mike before he is flushed. So kind of guess that the new multiple personality is Mike Evil altered is Mal. Well, maybe this might be so because this is going to be quite giving a good excellent on it. Now, let's go for the next race, and then this is going to be the only way to be able to be prepared for the final round of the step. Because this is going to be quite excellent for a good N500 race challenge to be able to get prepared. Because look at all the cars in the same category class go. Because this is going to be excellent and giving a good organized order to be settled for. Now, looks like this is going to be able to get a good easy run on it. Just going to get a good acceleration, and then this will keep pushing on, and then this is going to be quite giving a good turn to be able to do for a little drifting run to be able to get everything started for. So maybe, yeah, I kind of guess that drift trials could be able to do for the third round of the stage, because I really guess that this is going to be quite excellent to be able to go over to racing Autopolis. Now, looks like this is going to be able to get going in, keep up. Overtaking some P3 road cars is definitely able to get a good time to be able to get some good acceleration. Now make way for Scott Viper SRT10 to go in, and then this is going to be quite giving a one full way to be able to get a good running immunity for it. Well, even of course, that could be might be so to be able to do drifting by now. There you go. Now, looks like coming in to be able to have to go for the top 4 drivers to be able to come closer. The SRT10 Viper is definitely going to be the main key to be able to get a good successful for it. Okay, keep up that blind corner. Just going to go in and make a good overtake on the Agenta. Well, I kind of like the most hilarious part when Scott using the confessional cam. He's just definitely saying, occupied, and then a woolly beaver shows up and scares him for it. I just love that part because that could be quite hilarious that someone just knocks on the door and he just definitely giving a busy moment for it. But of course, an animal would like to make a scare on Scott. Could be quite getting a little bit panicky, could be getting a good shot on it. Well, of course that this is definitely one of the best moments on Scott. It could be quite very funny and very scheming looking to be able to sabotage his teammates for it. Okay, going in, brings in on the first place on the run for it. Then give a good handling drift. So this is definitely quite a good strong car and a good drift car to be able to get a good handling turn to be able to get on board. So this is definitely quite giving a good inside Bully Dog. He's definitely placing on the rear for it. But this is definitely quite very excellent for having one single programmer artist who is definitely being a Gran Turismo player to be able to make some good city libraries to be able to get a good going for it. Now, looks like giving a little halfway point finish to be able to keep it up for it. Now, 4th lap is definitely quite giving a good run to be able to get some good prepared to be practicing for a drift trial run for it. that might be good to stay on it. Just kind of giving a little bit power slide that might help. Okay, keep it up. Porsche 911 GT3 RS is definitely currently in second place, while the Ferrari F40 is about to make a good overtake run on it. So this is going to be a one easy M500 race to be able to get a good challenge on. Ready for a big turn. Now, looks like this is going to be able to go a little bit farther. 10 for it. Just gonna keep it up, and then this is gonna be one good running in to be quite good successful. Final lap is gonna be quite going in for it, folks, because I hope that this is gonna be quite good for the second practice run to be quite getting good skill for it. Just keep it one good power slide turn, and then this will keep an eye on the opponents. Is definitely giving a good chance on the overtake run for it. Okay, keep it up and nice and easy, and looks like giving a little distraction might be able to have a little trouble on it for it. But of course, I'm just definitely giving a little practice drifting for it. Perfect, back in the first place, then just giving him one good moment to be able to get everything successful and processed. Now keep up that grip. Just giving him one good grip laser, and then this is gonna keep going. Going in to make a good final stretch, and then this is going to be quite very awesome, folks, because this is going to be a good total drama revenge of the island library with a single Dodge Viper SRT10 sports car. It's going to be drive fast and drive handling for gripping drift. So this is going to be quite excellent to be able to have a good car to be able to get a good handling skill for it. Now, maybe where was I? Oh yeah, looks like the clean race bonus is definitely quite giving a good job for it. So this is going to be quite an excellent to be able to have an extra time for a replay for it. So, despite the outcome in the previous episode, Scott and Courtney became a couple again in the opposite field course. After Courtney's event, he hadn't given and forgotten her action just yet. Scott struggled throughout the challenge. Slipped through a tire, bending his foot points to touch his face, triggered by electric wire falling on snapping turtles. His incompetent gets on the nerve of Courtney, then she abandons him. Despite her recording, Scott remains patient with her until Sunday. Any commentary broken. My big muscles, like revealed to the other camp members of Camp Courtney's elimination tour, where he planned to bring Scott with her, believing that hold a challenge for her and giving her an easy win. Well, however, Scott is more angry over Scott determined to become challenge throughout the challenge. Surprisingly, Scott received his first battle with elimination later that night. Despite the treatment hit the press over Courtney's absence, Scott convinced my Mike into believing that when his blatantly negative offer to Courtney's client for the challenge, Scott is horrifying that he is required to find a diamond pirate ship, guarded by his arch nemesis, Fang, to make matters worse. The diamond is located inside Fang's mouth, although Scott reaches the ship quietly. Chris speaks loudly to the speaker, alerting Fang to his presence. After getting chased around, Scott must find a remedy for the broken head. Mike operates the shell inside by convincing him to sharpen Chris. Scott must find Mike's actions and mission. He accepts himself, however, Scott is shut by Mike, helping even by Fang. Mike then drags him on Scott to Chris in presence as another one of Chris's favorites. Well, of course, Mal just finding his expected revenge on Scott. After Gran takes the rocket to save that night, Scott jumps on the only to take the gun to take next, eliminating him. Just as he is about to put the guy in the toilet, Scott tells the story about Mike being not who he is. All of the business structures communicated. According to the exclusive clip, Scott and Gwen ended up in the Mike's mecha fall as they fall off the waterfall. So, in the finale, in the final wreck ending, Scott appears to be in one of the balloons, but not shot down, causing him to blow away, and the other people can't get him down. Well, of course, this is how it ends here, but this is definitely like giving the only way for Scott for having one big way to be able to avoid it is to avoid Fang, because that could be his worst fear of sharks. Now, for his audition stage, Scott showed how his captain costume and a rat appears Scott gets a baseball bat to hit it, only for another one to run by Scott chasing it too, although all the hits are off screen. He clearly caught as much damage as loose objects and food items over the floor. As he swings the bat and runs back to the center of the room, he tells Chris to call him. Then he runs off the screen to chase after a third rat with a loud, devastating smash. Well, looks like the close they should said it during the audition, because Little Island won't know what hit it. Now, this is definitely quite cute other interactions with Scott. Everyone, so everything Scott during for it. Courtney, well, Scott has a good relationship trouble with Courtney, and back having a break up moment for it. And also, Scott has his with his multiple personality. And the other interaction, of course, Fang is the only main role every for it, because this one is definitely quite having a good encounter with Fang, because that could be quite giving a good attempt to get his tooth back from him. So of course this is definitely the most encounter moments between Scott and Fang, because that could be quite giving the shark for a taste of revenge on him for it. So maybe this is definitely quite very easy to be able to have this good library design has been made. So looks like I might be able to have to see this good montage to be able to get everything going for it. But this one drifts well and drives well to be able to get a good competition run for it. Now this is going to be quite an excellent good Dodge Viper to be able to get everything successful for it. So the number 24 is definitely seen him in every total episode, because this is going to be quite one. Just have to know where to run. Now, looks like this is going to be quite good to be able to have a good replay on it, because this one's been a while for it, because this is going to be quite excellent. Take a good look on it. So, looks like this is definitely quite an excellent for the check flag for first place on it. So, looks like it's time to get ready to go for a little drip trial to see how it goes. This is going to be the third step of this test to be able to get ready. So, maybe let's go for Autopolis International Racing Course and see this is going to be quite very different. Well, of course, that this is going to be able to drive on the reverse course, but this one is going to be a drifting style since Need for Speed Shift. So, let's see how the Dodge Viper can do to be able to have a good drifting points, to be able to get some good skills on it, because this is going to be quite excellent to get everything started. Now, maybe this is going to be a good time to be able to change the drifting course to be able to have give a good comfort hard tires. So this is going to get everything ready up and get stronger to be prepared for it. So let's go and let's see how it goes to see this different lanes to be able to get everything going. Okay, so looks like this is going to be using on the forward course. So this is definitely quite very different, because this is going to be giving the good spot positions in Autopolis. So looks like giving 2 sectors is going to be quite giving a good easy trick on it. Okay, so looks like that's good drifting points, and then this is definitely the main spot. That might be the first sector of this turn. Okay, very good, excellent, good flag marks on the max total, and looks like that was a very good drifting run for it. 12,713 points. Now this is excellent. Now maybe let's go again, and this time this is going to be able to have a good epic drift, be able to get a good moment on it. Go, keep it up. This is going to be one good remarkable drift for this kind of a sector point on Autopolis. Now this is going to be so awesome for this drift course layout on the Autopolis, and this is going to be quite giving a good sector spot for it. But take a good look. Just definitely made a new record. 15,332. Now this is going to be excellent. Now looks like this is a pretty good drift car to be able to use the Dodge Viper. So looks like this is going to be quite an excellent for this person having some small earnings. Is definitely quite giving a good success before. Now looks like this is going to be a quite good for the first ranking board to be able to get a good check on. So this is definitely quite very good for a Total Drama fan art design. To be able to get a good handling on the Dodge Viper is quite very good and excellent for. So the project still continues on for it, folks, because this is going to be quite excellent to be able to make for the next Vision Total Drama fan art design. So maybe this is going to be quite excellent to be able to have something to choose for the next one for. So maybe this is going to be quite excellent to choose which one of the next Total Drama Revenge of the Island characters with any certain libraries designs to be able to made. So looks like this is going to be quite excellent for a Scott library to be putting on the Dodge Viper SRT10. So this will be quite excellent. So next up it's going to be able to have Brick with a Ford F-150 SVT Raptor. So this is going to be quite perfect to be able to get ready for the next Vision Total Drama fan art library for a brilliant good design. Well folks, glad that you really enjoyed this video, and I hope you like this library. So thanks for watching, And be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. And don't forget to click the bell for some notification uploads if you want to see. And also the links in the description down below if you want to see more. Well, I'll be continuing on for the next Vision Total Drama fan art design on Gran Turismo Sport. And I'll see you guys next time. Keep on racing. Stay cool.